Thanks for being here today. We really appreciate you coming out on this lovely Ohio day in the fall. And thanks for supporting Young's all these many decades of us being in business, and thanks to our great staff. We have lots of the Young family here. We got them all together for a photo session earlier. It's like herding cows, if you know what I mean. But it worked out pretty good. We really appreciate you being here and everything you've done for us over the years. We're here to celebrate the opening of our new dairy store, which, yay! This is actually day 29 of being open, and we're still figuring some things out, like where we stored some of the supplies, you know, the salt packets and stuff like that, but they're in there somewhere. We'll find them. But we've had a lot of fun getting this thing going. And also here today to pause to reflect. Many of you, if not all of you, have visited Young's before and certainly visited the building that used to be right there, because we built the first part of that in 1968, and it was obviously here till about 2.5 weeks ago. It didn't take long for it to go away. I was very surprised about that. But there was lots of memories and traditions in that building. We're creating some new memories and traditions in our new building, but there's lots of first dates and proposals and family gatherings, discovering your favorite flavor of ice cream. Mine has always been chocolate fudge brownie, because that's one of the first flavors we made when we first started making our ice cream in 1981. Why? Because we made our brownies in our bakery, and we figured out how to make chocolate, and so we thought that was a good, inexpensive flavor, and it worked out. We also, memories of like when it rained a few years ago, 5 inches in like an hour and a half. That building is quite a bit lower than the new one. And we've had water come in the back door a few times over the years, but that day we had it coming through the front doors. And we actually had folks parking on the side of the road, taking their shoes off and wading in to the building, about 3 or 4 inches of water inside the front dining room, so they could get their 2 scoops of cow patty ice cream. So that was interesting. We said, really? Okay. So Young's history starts in 1869, where relatives of the Young family built the red barn right over there. Then in I'm going to fast forward really quickly here. In 1948, my grandfather Hap Young and his 3 sons, Carl, Bob, and Bill, purchased the farm. And it was a general farm at that point, cows, and we raised some hogs and rented some land. In the late 50s, we began to sell our milk, our product of the farm, directly to the public. Bought a used refrigerator, some milk bottles, put up a sign that said 60 cents a gallon, and folks mainly from Yellow Springs would come down the road and make their own change, open the refrigerator, leave their bottle, and get the new bottle and go back home. So that was kind of like the beginning of Young's Jersey Dairy, inviting folks onto the farm. In the early 60s, we added ice cream. At that point, not made by us, but from 81 on, it has been made by us here. And of course, we added some food, and then a space to visit with the farm animals. We started at events like pony rides. Many of us here, well, our first job was leading a pony in the circle right over there, thousands of times. Ice cream eating contests, other events, school tours, other events and ways to work with our community. By the late 80s, we began to understand we were a destination place. We weren't just a farm that was selling some ice cream and some food, that folks were coming here because of the experience of visiting the countryside, visiting our farm, having some stuff to do, and learning some stuff about how to operate a farm. In the early 90s, I took a 4-day course at Disney about guest service. And then the next year, my cousin Ben, he went to Disney. I mean, somebody's got to do this stuff, right? Went to Disney and took a course on how to hire and train folks. And that really, honestly, changed Young's and made us really understand what we were. And out of that came our mission statement, which is right on our front sign. The first 6 words are, we create fun for our customers. And ever since the early 90s, that's what we've been all about, and that's what we're still all about, and that's what we strive to do. It's what's made us successful, and it's also what has allowed us to do things like this. And of course, obviously, it's allowed us to serve our guests, and that's why we're being able to do this also, is you helped us do it. 3 years ago, we began planning in earnest for this project. We started with my brother-in-law who lives in Phoenix. He's an architect. I talked him into coming out here to visit with family, and while he was here, I said, let's figure out what this dream might look like if we were to build a new building. So he spent 10 days sketching and drawing and doing things like architects do, kind of giving us the basic idea of what we wanted it to look like, what we wanted to do with the building. He gave us a good sketch, the beginning of it, and as all good architects, when I asked him, I said, can we do this? How much is this going to cost? He was really vague about that. Thank goodness, because if he'd have told us the real number, probably would have stopped right then. So we opened 29 days ago, and this building is just what we needed to do here at Young's for our next chapter of our story. It's more than twice the size of the one it replaced. It's got lots more seating, more outdoor seating, very high ceilings, lots of ventilation, air conditioning, filtration, all that sort of stuff going on. Room for meetings and birthday parties for kids. But even I think the thing I'm most excited about is that we brought over the ice cream production now. It's right there behind 6 windows. You can watch it happening. We're also, in about a week or two, going to bring over our cheese production. So you can see where it happens and how that happens. And that'll be, I think, interesting for folks to watch, because I know that when you're licking your chocolate fudge brownie ice cream cone and you're watching it being made, you know, it just, banana, yeah, that too, yeah, it tastes better. So we're very proud of it. It feels like Young's. We've had some very busy weekends so far, or 4 weekends we've been here open. Our guests love the look and feel of the building, and it's really working out well for us so far. We chose Wenco, a local builder, to owned and operated here locally, to create our dream. It was a great decision. I'm glad we did it. Their attention to detail was amazing, even several times pointing out things that they were going to fix that I didn't even know was a problem. Now, what they didn't tell me it might be a problem, I don't know yet. But, you know, we've got lots of that sort of stuff. They're smart crew, hardworking staff who were really nice to work with. Special recognition to Steve Cosby and Bill Wilkins. We worked with them pretty much every day for 14 months or so. Now, like I said, they're great to work with. Some of the subcontractors might not have that opinion of them because they were pretty demanding of them. Suzanne Winters, the owner and president of Wenco, when she showed up wearing her pink construction hat on site, I said, this is the right folks to do this job, because she understands branding and positioning and all that kind of thing. And then it really sealed the deal when Suzanne showed up here during the last week before we opened with her hat, and she was cleaning windows, dusting windowsills, and being 25 feet in the air on a lift dusting our HVAC system. That was very good, and she was here for several days making that happen because she says she likes doing that stuff. And it really helped us to get the building ready to go, because the last couple of weeks were pretty intense as it goes, trying to get everything done. So Suzanne is here, and I'd like her to say a couple words. Come on up, Suzanne.
Thank you, Dan. I did not wear my pink hard hat today because it messes up my hair. I did order new ventilated hats, though, for the future, so my hair won't sweat when I'm working. Wenco is the general contractor that the Youngs brought in to build this beautiful facility, and we're forever grateful. Dan, and where's Ben? I don't know where Ben is. Hi, Ben. Thank you. I am humbled and grateful for the opportunity that you gave us, that you trusted the Wenco team and our subs to take your vision and make it a reality. The laughter and the joy that this facility will bring for generations is priceless, and everyone is excited. I've had the opportunity over the past year to meet many hard-working Youngs with their family members throughout this project, and I say so many because if you look to your left or to your right, it's probably a Young married to a Young or related to a Young. Their family culture is amazing, and that's something I admire tremendously. We all look forward to the success and the next chapter of this beautiful facility for all of you. And thank you again for taking a Winco along for the ride. I appreciate it very much. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Suzanne, and thank you, Winco. It worked out pretty well. And thanks to our financial partner, Park National Bank. We worked with them for a long time, and back in the Security National Bank days. We started working with Park National in 1989 when they helped us on a major project on the building that's no longer there. Building on the front of it, some more seating there. So they've been worked with us since then. They understand our business. They're a great local bank. They understand local, and so we're great. It was fun to work with them. And also thanks to our amazing staff who worked a lot of extra hours over the past 3 years, and especially over the last year, and really especially over the last few months as we've been getting this thing open. Brian Patterson, our general manager, he's been here a lot. Yay! Okay. And then Matt Sloan and Angela Rayner, Jay Roach, Jennifer Beege, Sharon, many more folks here. We got about 275 folks who work here and do a great job for our guests and make it happen here at Young's. They're the ones that make it happen every day at Young's. And thanks to our Young family members, a dozen or so work here. More than that, depending on how far you want to go into the second cousin thing and all that sort of. But there's a lot of folks here, as Suzanne just said. My cousin Ben Young, I mentioned before. My sister Deb and Kelly Green, who help us keep our books and don't let us spend too much. My son John really helped out a lot. He does a lot of our marketing, has his own business, but he's been camped out here for 6 or 7 weeks, something like that. Yeah, quite a while. So much that his granddaughter mentioned to me, my granddaughter, said, "Hey, could I have my father back?" I said, "All right." So not yet. And then Stuart Young, Jay Young, and Lee Whitaker, my brother-in-law who does all of our landscaping, and many other more family members also. So we're standing on the brick Piazza. I like Italy, so I call it a Piazza. There's about 19,000 paving bricks here in the front. It was done by Derek Stites of Outdoor Edge, by the way. And they did it during the 2 weeks in August when it was like 90 degrees every day. I thought they were going to expire. They drank a lot of water and got it done. But one of the cool things we did is for this great space, we wanted to have folks to be able to relax and walk around and enjoy and have it separated, the parking lot from the front porch, and feel safe with kids, which is really, we have a lot of families with kids here. And that's where we wanted to feel safe. Unlike the old building, which you were pretty much sitting on the picnic table right in the parking lot. So this one's much nicer as far as the spacing goes. But we thought it'd be a cool space to do something with some engraved bricks. I've seen them around. We thought maybe we could do that. We thought we had enough guests that have been here for a long time that may want to participate. And so, but we wanted to raise some money for a local organization at the same time. So we talked to Rocking Horse Community Health Center and told them about our idea. And I told them I've never sold bricks before. And so I said, well, I think we can raise somewhere between $20 and $20,000. So they were in. And so we're still selling bricks, by the way, youngsdairy.com/bricks for another week or so, maybe a little bit longer. But we've sold somewhere around 600. There's about 400 and some of them here now. We got another order coming in next week. We'll be putting them in, and then one more order after that. So I want to invite Rocking Horse folks here. There's a couple of them. So I'm happy to announce that we might be able to exceed this number, but right now we're presenting them with our big check. Don't try to cash this. All right. For $23,000. Thank you. I know many of you here purchase a brick. You all made that happen. So Rocking Horse will do some good with that. They serve part of Springfield. They've been there for about 10 years? 21? All right. Time does fly. So we're proud of that. We're proud to be a part of that. And we're very happy to have been able to help raise that for a local charity that'll do some good. So thank you very much. Thank you. And we do have a real check for you. Don't just all right. All right. So Governor Dewine is here today and his wife Fran. He's our neighbor, they're our neighbor, our friend, longtime customer, way back in the day. Young's bought seed from Dewine Seed Company in Yellow Springs. And then we sold our wheat and grain harvest to the Dewine Seed Company. Young's has provided the ice cream for the famous Dewine Ice Cream Socials. Our ice cream goes well with the even more famous Fran's Pies over the years. So we've been certainly proud to do that. We've been the last stop of the Governor Dewine for many of his campaigns going back many decades. Almost all of them, this was the final stop. And we appreciate his leadership, helping to make Ohio a great place to do business. And we appreciate the continuing effort to make Ohio a great place to stay, move to, work in, raise a family. I mean, I sell ice cream for a living. I need families with kids that want to come visit Young's. So we appreciate those efforts. I know us and many other businesses are challenged right now for workforce, finding them. And I know there's lots of initiatives going on to help that situation and to keep people in Ohio. I was reading the other day about keeping graduates in Ohio. Fantastic. And while Governor Dewine likes many flavors of ice cream, we know him as his favorite is banana. We weren't making banana this year, but we made a batch. So we got that covered for afterwards here. I know. We had to make that happen. And so I invite Governor Dewine and Fran.
Well, the Young's family knows how to create fun. There's absolutely no doubt about that. My dad, who was a pretty good businessman himself, admired the Young's family for, I guess, two things. He thought they were great marketers, and they also worked really hard, which with my dad, as you remember, that went a long ways. He liked people that worked. So, Fran and I travel around the state, and people want to know. They say, well, where are you from? And we try to tell them, well, we grew up in Yellow Springs and we live in Cedarville Township. And sometimes if their eyes kind of glaze over and they have no idea where that is, either Fran or I will say, well, have you ever heard of Young's Jersey Dairy? Oh yeah, okay. So well, that's where we grew up. Sometime in the conversation, Young's comes up. It's absolutely amazing. It is truly a place where people bring their families. And, we've tried to create a lot of customers for you with 8 kids and 26 grandkids. So we tried to do our part, Dan. So, tried to do that. But this is just a great place, and to see this building is absolutely amazing. So Dan's heard me tell the story, but when Fran and I first were dating, we grew up in Yellow Springs, and when we first were dating, her father was, how would you describe your father? Strict? German, strict, yeah. So the rule, you want to tell a story, or you want me to tell a story? I'll tell a story, all right. So anyway, yeah, I was on the receiving end of it. So anyway, he, one date a week, that was it. No more than one date a week. So we tried to figure out what are we going to do, and we worked it out so that if we took her brothers and sisters with us and came to Young's Jersey Dairy and got ice cream, it did not count as a date. So, it's not that we didn't like the ice cream. I mean, we were coming for the ice cream, but, this was good. So it was the block building over there. I mean, that was it. And you guys, to my knowledge, sold basically milk and ice cream, and I don't know, there may have been something else in there, but they actually sold something in those days called a Jersey boatful. You remember that, Josie? So yeah, it was basically banana split with a whole bunch of cookies and something else on it. Yeah, it was just stuff. So I was always buying my girlfriend a banana boatful. So anyway, great memories. This is a place where you bring your family. And I think that's something that's what people love about it. It's a place that you can bring your family. There's entertainment. There's things to do. Speaking about a business model, how's this for a business model? That they have goats, and then we all feed the goats, and we buy the goat food at maybe a little higher than it might cost, and then they get fed, and it works, doesn't it? Perfect. It's perfect business model. I think Harvard Business School could take some lessons from these guys. They're really good. But we're just happy to be here. This is truly a place that brings families together. And when you just come in here and you see people and they're having fun, and sometimes you just see people sitting there and eating ice cream and just enjoying being here. So we appreciate what you do. I thought I was going to take Dan on the road. Selling Ohio. Part of what a governor does is sell the state, but Young's Jersey Dairy sells itself. You don't need any help from me, and we're just happy to see the expansion, which should last for at least another generation, maybe, something like that. Hope so. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. So we don't have a ribbon cutting, we have a cheese cutting. So let me, I was worried the bees would like cheese too, so I didn't have it open here. Can you get that open here, Brian? So actually we'll have Brian and Angela. Angela, come on. No. No, you were already on camera, so it's okay. So here, this block of cheese, don't cut it yet. All right. This block of cheese was made in February of 2018. That's right when we were first figuring out that we wanted to do a new building, what it might look like, and that sort of thing. We were kind of putting the notes together before my brother-in-law from Phoenix showed up to help us figure out what the building might look like. And so that's when that block of cheese was made, this aged white cheddar. It's very tasty. And so we're going to have Brian and Angela do the cheese cutting for our grand opening.
There you go.
Thank you. Now, I think everybody here wants a block apiece. All right. So, thank you for being here today. Thank you for being a part of this grand opening ceremony. The Young family and our amazing staff look forward to living our mission. We create fun for our customers and serving you for the next several decades. Thank you very much.